maybe you guys have noticed the absence on the bench, because I have. Deuce McBride. Where's Deuce? What happened to Deuce? We haven't seen a lot from Deuce McBride. We have no idea where he is, if he's going to return, how bad that injury has been, and what's keeping him out. But thankfully to Steph Bondy, he recently gave us an update after speaking with McBride about that injury, where he is, how it happened, and if it's serious or not. So let's break down what Steph Bondy had to say with regards to McBride and that injury. According to Steph Bondy, when speaking to McBride, he gave us the following information about that hamstring. Just seeing how it feels. It's tough with hamstrings. Those type of injuries, you don't want to rush it, but I'm progressing. The Knicks could certainly use McBride, their most reliable reserve and only real minutes eater off the bench, especially tonight against OKC. We could definitely use him in this game. We need him, and hopefully we're able to get him. Deuce says right now, it's just been taking it slow, just doing a little bit more of manual work and just trying to really give it a little bit more time. McBride sustained the injury while warming up for the Wednesday's contest against the Jazz last week. He was slated to start the matchup because Jalen Brunson was scratched in the morning because of calf soreness. I just got going and I felt just my hamstring grab and I didn't know what happened. And I went back, I tried to figure out what happened and it just hurt. That's according to Deuce McBride after the initial injury and when he was speaking first to the media regarding what happened to the hamstring, how it felt, if it was serious or anything like that or not. So that's what we've seen so far. And at least in terms of the latest updates that we have from McBride, this is what we've heard thus far. It's super, super frustrating. Nobody ever wants to be hurt, and especially on a night you get a chance to start. Super frustrating, but it's all part of it. Just got to bounce back. James Edwards said recently about McBride, and this is coming from Thibodeau here, on McBride, when he feels good enough, he'll go. He's working, and they're being cautious with him. So clearly there's a plan in place. It's a hamstring injury. He was basically working out, didn't really understand what was going on, and then he felt something pulling his hamstring. He grabbed at it, felt a little bit weird, went back to the training room, didn't know what happened, and then it was ruled out and has been ruled out ever since because it's been a very mysterious and weird injury, and because it's the hamstring, they don't want to risk it. They want to make sure he's 100% before he returns. Honestly, though, he's been a game-time decision for these last couple of games. That has to tell me he's close because he wouldn't be a game-time decision if he was close. They would just rule him out. So I think they have been waiting to play him again against OKC. He might have been able to play the other game, but he really didn't have to play that game with Karl Anthony Towns returning, and we didn't want to risk more injury at that point. So why not hold him out and then play him when you need him against a very legit Oklahoma City Thunder bench and, of course, Oklahoma City Thunder defense this evening. We're going to have to make sure we're locked in for that. So hopefully we get Deuce back. If he's warming up before games, if he's doing everything to prepare and get ready, I think it's only a matter of time before he returns. The good news here is that it's not sounding like it's severe. It sounds like he's going to return very soon, and that's what the Knicks need. More depth pieces off the bench that Tom Thibodeau will use. But it is something to watch because it's a hamstring injury. It really came out of nowhere. Nobody even knows how it happened. Honestly, it does sound like a freak injury, but it's something that you have to go through with and move forward with each and every single night that you play the game, because you never know from a night-to-night basis what's going to happen. And in warm-ups, in other type of situations, everything can happen. So that's something we have to think about here as we move forward. Now, I've been dropping videos about Mitch, I think probably more than most people. That's because there's been a lot of updates about Mitch. We had a lot of insiders talk about Mitchell Robinson, how he's doing, where he is, where Mitchell Robinson is in his rehab, when he's going to return. So because we're getting all that feedback and we get that information, we drop videos about it. We drop a lot of videos about it. We report a lot of things. We were one of the first channels to report that the league viewed Mitchell Robinson as a tank move, a move around the league that you would only pull off if you were looking to basically lose, if you were looking to have one of the worst records in the league. Now, I don't know if Mitchell Robinson heard that or heard other backlash or other negativity, but he fired back at a lot of fans about the injury that he had. And I want to go really quickly to what he had to say in a tweet. So Mitchell Robinson, as you can see there, he states in a tweet, It's so amazing that y'all know what happened and still fault me, but wonder why I act the way I act. I love y'all, though. And he gives you a little bit of a heart emoji sign there. Mitchell Robinson clearly firing back at fans because obviously fans are questioning where he is, why he hasn't returned, what's happening with the rehab, why hasn't he been part of the team yet? And he sees all of that. He sees all the negativity. And for him, all he can do is say, I can't believe you guys are saying that when you know that Joel Embiid, essentially it's what I'm reading here, you know that Joel Embiid pulled my leg down, hurt my knee, and that's the reason that I'm out right now. And if it wasn't for Joel, I wouldn't be out. He might have a point there, guys. I can't lie to you. He might have a point in regards to firing back at the fans. Because if you're doing everything that you can to return and come back, the last thing you want to hear from the fans is, oh, he's not doing what he needs to do. He's not trying to come back. He wants to stay out. The Knicks are wanting to hold him back until the postseason. I'm sure he sees all of that and gets frustrated because I'm sure he wants to come back. He wants to play as soon as possible. But I don't think the Knicks really want to play him as fast as they possibly can because they're cautious. They don't want to put him out there and have him risk injury right away. So clearly they're holding him back. There's a level to that. We know they're trying to do that. They're not going to rush Mitchell Robinson back. So it's frustrating when you think that fans should know your dilemma, know what you're going through, but not give you any grace. I think that's true to an extent. It's true. Fans should know what you're going through. But as a fan, it's also okay to fan and question where you are, why you're not with the team. I know that you've been rehabbing for a while. You've been rehabbing for a very long time. So fans are obviously going to have questions about where you are, why you haven't returned yet, why your return date keeps getting pushed back. And if we knew it was going to be January or February before, why not say that before? There's a lot of things that we can talk about fans with. We can go back and forth with the fans with, and I get it. But part of being a fan is these type of moments when you question what's happening with your team, when you're wondering when you're going to get back to full strength, what this team's going to look like when you're full strength, and how it all is going to look together, how the practices are going to look together, if the chemistry is going to look right, how long is that going to take to look right, if it's going to snap together, if he's going to play consistently or not, if the injuries are going to hold him back. You want to know why fans have those questions? It's because they exist. It's not because we want to throw them out there. It's because they exist because we don't see you. When we don't see you, we don't see how you are, your progress. We barely see you talk to the media. You don't say anything. We have to go by what we see, what we hear, and what gets reported. And that's why those things are going to come out. So I understand to an extent wanting people to understand why you are where you are, and people should give you a little bit more grace. But I also think the other side of that is true as well, too. You also have to understand that while we have to give you grace, you have to give us grace. As fans, we want the best for our team. We know if you were healthy right now, you would be able to dominate inside or at least give us a different rotation that we haven't seen. So can you blame a lot of fans for wanting you to be healthy and part of this team? Can you blame a lot of fans for not really talking about the Embiid thing, but looking at your past and looking at all of the other injuries that you had? There's a number of things to look at here with Robinson. It's not one Joel Embiid knee pull. If it was just that, we wouldn't be talking about anything. It's more than that. He's been injury prone throughout his entire career. Maybe this time around he has a reason for it more than the other times around. I understand where Mitch is coming from. Trust me, I do. But I also think you have to give some type of leeway here to the fans. They have the right as fans to be critical when they don't see you, when they don't hear from you, when they hear no updates about you. If you enjoyed these clips from the live show, be sure to subscribe to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any new episodes or when we go live. Thanks for watching, Knicks fans, and until next time, peace.